welcome to class. I hope that you all are doing good. So tell me, is it I'm your real teacher or she is? Yes, hi everyone. I can read your comments. Okay, give me a while. What do you think? Who is your real teacher? Good evening everyone, good evening. Yeah, let's just take this movement of science and amazing things to happen to us, right? So I have my phone. Yeah, of course we know, right? Oh my god. Yes, thank you for saying that I'm audible and clearly visible. Yes, yeah, left one is real. Yeah, I would. Great, I can see your comments. Come on, come on. A great beginning. Those of you who have missed the beginning, please go back and see. Yes, it's something that we tried. I hope you liked it. Yes, yes. Awesome. Good evening everyone. Welcome to the class. So this is your own class, right? And super fun. Welcome to the class. How are you all? Super excited? Those of you, yeah, I can see. Those of you who have missed something in the beginning, please go back and see. I hope you can see me. Yes, this is the screen. Great, I can see your comments. Yes. So today is all about the genetics, right? That's why I had a clone of me. We thought we'll easily connect with two clones, right? It's all about the genes, genetics, creating clones, similarities, variations, and some amazing big terms. So are you ready for an amazing session, everyone? Before we start our session, right? Before we start our session, I should say thanks, and let's just, very quickly, let's just take the names of those students who actually did the homework last time. Yes, we'll come to know that how many of you are doing the homework. Yeah, and I was looking at the answers. It's really amazing. Like I can see 47 comments. So let me just quickly take the names of the students. So we have Aditi, Ananya Shukla, we have Keshvi, we have Niklesh, we have Yuvraj, Shraddha Singh, Preetam, Bhagya, we have Bandana, Sarvesh, we have Ananya student. Then we have Sarvesh again, we have Charvi, Padmamali, we have Ananya Shukla again, we have Manjeet, we have Gungun, right? We have Mohammad Anzar, we have Suhani, Kalpesh, Yashrat, we have Pavan, Suraj, Charvi again, Preetam again, Manjeet Kaur again, yes, Rishabh, Army, and yeah, Shrishti, Nitin, Aditi. Good everyone. So, congratulations to each one of you. That's really good that you did the homework. Yes? Yes. So, very good everyone. So, let's have a smiley chain for these students who actually did the homework, right? So, I can see your comments over here. Yes, Charvi, I do read that. I cannot disclose my identity, right? Yes, Charvi, there are two. Yes. Yes, Nikesh. We don't have the mentee today. It's not my birthday. My birthday is on 12th of October, which is long gone. We did our first session on that day. Awesome. Chalo, on that note, everyone, let's quickly start our session without wasting any of our time because it's a very important chapter, right? So we have heredity. I want all of you to come again on the notion of learning. Give me a thumbs up so that I know that all of us are on the same page and all of us are thoroughly prepared for the session. Thumbs up everyone, thumbs up, thumbs up. Very good. Yes. Very good. I can see. Yes. Ishkantin Khan, yes, you did that. Noroto, nice. We have a lot of people today. How many of you are here? 88, a good number. Let's quickly start our class, everyone. So it's a very interesting chapter and let's get into the learning. So tell me if it happens to you that if you're going somewhere out and people will be telling you, oh, you know what? You resembles to your mother or your father, or maybe your mother and father will be saying, he got my ears or he got my nose and ears. It happens to you? Come on. I'm sure. With me it happens. I have a lot of resemblance towards I have more resemblance of my father as compared to my mother. I got my nose from my mother though. Yes? Yes, right. That's a very common thing, right? Happens to us when we are going on an event or somewhere out. So, of course, people will be telling you, oh, you look like your mother. Oh, you look like your grandfather. But you know what? What happens sometime? Sometime there are the characteristic features which are not there in our parent, but suddenly we have it from somewhere else. We'll be discussing about that. But what is happening over here? When someone will tell you that you have a certain characteristic features from your parents, what you will say that as? Yes? What is the biological term for it? Yes, come on everyone. You got a nose from your mother, so honey, same like me. They talk about your badmashis. Yes, all parents do. Right? I can see the answer. Yes, we are talking about the heredity. Now, it's a very important concept to begin with for this particular chapter. Of course, the chapter name is heredity, so we should know what heredity is. And over here, we have the right definitions for it. So basically, it's nothing but the inheritance. Basically, the passing of the genes, right, from one generation or from parent to the offspring is called as heredity. Very easy. Now, the characters that are passed from parent to their offspring are known as traits, like be it the hair color or the eye color or skin color or the height, etc. So, are we clear with the heredity? Yes? Very good. I can see that a lot of you are sharing that, what are the characteristics you got from your parents. That's good. Yes? We will be discussing about Soham, about the monohybrid and dihybrid cross. Just wait for some time. That will be there in the end, right? Awesome, everyone. Awesome. So we are through with it. So we are aware about the heredity, right? Now let's talk about one of the important concepts. When we say that we are passing, right? Passing of the trait is happening in what form? Anyone? Come on. Yes? I can see there's one very interesting question. What is trait? We'll be definitely addressing that. Just give me a while. Yes? What are the things that are getting passed from one generation to the next generation? Yes, very good. Aditya have mentioned the genes, right? So we're talking about the genes, right? The genes are the one that has moved from one generation to the next generation when we talk about. We know that in our cells we have the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, we have the genetic material. We have our DNA, which is deoxyribonucleic acid. And this particular DNA is highly coiled structure, right? Very highly coiled structure, which is being packed into the nucleus. But if we look closely into the structure of the DNA, there's a small fragment that we see, and we call that small segment or the fragment of the DNA as the genes. Over here again, a very important definition that we all should remember is that genes are the small fragments or the small segments of the DNA sequence which contain information for a specific function in an organism, right? So it will be there. Are we clear with genes? Yes? Very good, Yasharth. I think you're learning really very hard, so that's good. Divya will be addressing the difference between the trait and the character. Are we clear with this? Again, a very quick thumbs up, everyone, because all of these are really very important. We call them as the foundation, so very quick thumbs up in the chat box. Yes. Yes, Soham, we will be addressing the alleles also. So it's a one-stop, right? We always say, Byjus got you covered. We have a reason for that, right? We'll be covering each and everything. So we have the heredity, right? So we are clear what heredity is. We have discussed about the genes. Now, if you go back to the scenario over here, when his mother and his father was telling, that particular boy over here, oh, you got my ears, or you got my nose, or you got my hairs. This boy over here is saying that, okay, let's go back over here. Yes, but these parents are short, right? How your son is really like a giraffe. What happens over here? Now, a very simple thing if I ask you, definitely we got our genes from our father and from mother, but we are not identical to them, right? We are not their exact copy, right? Definitely we have a height variation, we have hair variation, eye color variation, etc. Can you name what is the reason behind it? It's a very interesting, simple phenomena. Yes? I can see the answers already. It starts with V. Right? So what is the reason behind it? Yes? Mixing is happening, very good. Mixing of the genetic material is happening. And when there's a mixing of the genetic material, we will be getting something new each and every time. And because of that, we are different from our parents, right? And maybe from our grandparents also. And that important thing is nothing but the variation. This is really very important, everyone. Many of the time, what happens? We get confused with the heredity and the variation. So what is the variation? The difference in the characteristics within a species of an organism, we call it as the variation. If you remember in the how do organisms reproduce, we have discussed about that. Why in sexual reproduction, we will see the variation. So are we clear what variation is? And because of the variation, of course, we will see what? We will see the evolution happening, right? We are the example of the evolution. Back, if we go to 1,000 years back, we were different and now we have a different structure. If you just compare the humans, Homo sapiens. Are we clear with this? Awesome. I'm sorry I'll not be able to take all of your names, but I'll try my best during the session to just pick your names up here and there. Yes? Very good. So we are clear with variation also. Moving back and moving further to the variation, we know that on a gene, right, which is a small segment of the DNA, we have specific genes, right? We have genes. And now comes a very important word that you were asking about, right? Gene and a allele. We know what is a gene. A small segment of the DNA is called as gene. Now this particular gene will be coding for various different characteristics or the traits, right? Now over here we have the eye color. And over here, we have the different eye color. So, an allele is the variety or the variant of a particular gene. So, when we say that we get one chromosome, right? I'm just taking just a very small example. We say that we get chromosomes, right, from the parents. So, maybe over here, we have a different allele, right? Of course, and over here, we have this. Now, both of these are genes that are coding for the eye color, right? But there are two different alternatives, right? One can be black, one can be blue, right over here. So an allele is a variant form of the gene. So it can be a variant form of the gene. Are we clear with this? Right? The alternative form of a gene is called as the allele. I gave you the example. I hope that we are clear with it. Yes? Yeah. So we are discussing about the allele, right? So what is an allele? The alternative variant. For example, if we have this eye color, right? Over here we have different variant of the eye color. It can be blue, it can be green, it can be gray, it can be brown also. So all of these are the alleles, right? The different variant of a gene. The gene is there to give us a black color. So we are getting one black color gene, which will be giving the black color to our eye from our father. And maybe we have a different allele, which will give us blue color, right? So of course these are the gene, but it has difference, right? It has difference over there. So of course we call it as the allele. Are we clear, everyone? Yes, are we clear? Yes. Now I have the chat over there, so I'll just use my specs to see all of you here. Yes? Everyone give me a thumbs up. Are we clear with the allele and the genes? Very good. Awesome. Love to see your thumbs up over here. Thank you so much for the love that you are giving. It's for the knowledge, right? Very good. Very good. Very good. Now that we are clear what are genes and what is allele, let's move to a very important topic that we have in your textbook that talks about the traits, right? Let's talk about the traits. Now over here when we talk about the traits, now what are traits? We'll be coming to that, right? The characteristics that we have, right? I can have the black eye color, specifically the black eye color, that's a trait. Now, when we talk about the acquired traits, can anyone write in the chat box, what is the meaning of acquired? Yes, what is the meaning of acquired? Yes? It's not that I'm not ignoring anyone, I'm just trying to see and trying to reply to each one of you, Divya. Yes? Yes, what is the meaning of acquired? Something that we will be acquiring, right? For example, if I'm standing over here, if I have to acquire something, if I'm acquiring this, I'm taking it, right? I'll be going ahead, right? And then I'll be taking it. For example, if, let's talk about a very easy example of swimming. So, of course, we don't know swimming when we are born, right? Like, the moment we are out from the mother's womb, we don't know how to swim. And maybe in that sense, riding a bicycle, simple thing, writing, talking, right? All of these are the acquired traits that you and I acquire when we are here on this planet Earth, right? We learn by ourselves. We pay attention to small things. We go to school, we learn things. And that's how we acquire the traits, right? So acquired traits are the one that person develops during its lifetime. And these traits are definitely not being passed to the next generation. So the way your parents write, they cannot transfer their handwriting to you. Just think of it now. It will be so interesting if we have a good handwriting and if we get it from our parents. I remember, I don't have a good handwriting, but I used to struggle a lot. Yes? So are we clear what acquired traits are? And over here we have the few examples. Playing a music instrument, or, the loss of any organ, swimming, anything. Yes? Yeah, 6 body pack, yes. 6 packed. A healthy body, of course, definitely. It's an acquired trait. We cannot get it from our parents. Though metabolism will be there, but yeah, we have to work hard to make our body healthy. Yes, everyone, are we clear with this? Talking about the acquired traits, let's quickly talk about the inherited traits that, of course, we'll be getting from our parents. So, of course, these are the traits that are present in a person since the time of their birth and will be passed to the next generation. The eye color, hair color, skin color, height, right? All of these are the inherited traits. Inherited. Mil rahe hain hame, right? We are being passed these genes or these traits too. We are getting this. So we have the inherited traits. Over here we have the example. So I think we are clear with this. Everyone, let's quickly recall. I can see many of you are asking for a quick recall. So we have discussed about the heredity, the inheritance, the passing of the genes from parent to the offspring is called as heredity. We talked about the variation, right? When the genes are being passed from one generation to the next generation, we'll see the mixing of the genes will occur, and that because of that, we will see the variation, simple as that. Then we talked about the acquired traits, right? And the inherited traits. Acquired that you and I will be acquiring during our lifetime, and inherited traits that have been passed to us by our parents. Very good. Yes? Yes, now, okay, on top of that, we discussed about the genes and the allele. Now, what are genes? Genes are the small fragment or a small segment of the DNA that will be giving us a particular trait or a character, right? When we talk about an allele, it is an alternative form of the gene. Just remember the simple definition, it's the alternative form of the gene, right? So, we are through with this. Yes, Priya? Yes. Transplant again, it's a very wide area to discuss about it, right? Which transplantation is happening, so that particular organ is going, if you talk about that. Yes? Iris picture. Oh yes, green eye. Okay. Yes, everyone, now that we are clear with this, let's quickly move ahead, right? Now I can see there's one very interesting question that I can see over here. What is trait? So, of course, we'll be coming to that. We have character and we have trait. So, the eye color, I'll give you a small hint, and of course, we'll be discussing in detail further. The eye color, right? The black eye color. The black eye color is a trait. Eye color is a character. I know it's confusing, but we will be reaching there. Just give me a moment. Congratulations, you have your exam date. So, good, right? Start preparing. Okay, moving ahead, everyone, to the important part. Now, I want all of you to pay attention over here. Now, this is an important topic, right? We have some time with us. We have half an hour with us. We will be focusing and we'll be learning this. Yes? So, now we are starting with the real genetics, as we can say. The first time you'll be learning genetics, it's here. So, we have Mendel, right? An amazing scientist. You can definitely read more about him. He was a very amazing scientist and he was working really very hard. And he conducted various experiments, right? And he was working on the inheritance. Basically, initially he had no idea, but slowly, when he had the results of the experiment, he concluded about the inheritance, right? That is really important. He was working on the pea plant. Interesting, like mutter. In Hindi we say it's mutter, right? So the beautiful pea plant he was working upon, we have the scientific name, we have the Pisum, Satyam. So I'm sure all of you like Pisum, right? It's really very sweet, it's really very delicious. So remember that. Okay, we have it, and he conducted his experiment on that. So one thing we are clear of, that we know the name of Mendel, right? He's the father of the genetics. Very common question asked. So now we have the answer. Who is the father of genetics? Mendel, right? Over here we have the full name. Yes, mutter, yes. Oh yeah, especially in winters, we have amazing vegetables that can be easily made. We have cauliflower, carrot, and mutter. We have amazing dishes, right? Yes, yes, yes. I can, yes, Diya, definitely. Okay, so we have this, right? So we have this information with us, that we have Mendel, who is the father of the genetics. Now let's talk about the experiment he did and the laws of inheritance. Now from this particular chapter, you can write it down on a piece of paper. It's a sure short question. Either a question on a monohybrid cross or a dihybrid cross will be coming in your examination. So I want all of you to pay attention. Yes? Awesome. Okay. But now can you, like, when I was in 10th class, no, I remember when I was studying first about this, I used to think that why only mutter? Why? Mutter mein aisa kya tha? We have cauliflower, right? We have potatoes, we have carrot, we have radish also, we have brinjals also. We have different types of vegetables and of course fruits also. But why he picked up pea plant? What do you think? Now I want the answers from you, because I know that you came to the class after studying from your book. That's a good thing, right? That's what we do. We come to the class well prepared so that we can clear our doubts here in the class itself. Yes, I can see the answer. It can be easily grown. Very good. It takes less time to grow. Very good. Manjeet, same here. Yes. Aditi saying we will be making sure that when we end this class, this confusion is not there. Very good. Short lifespan, amazing, amazing. Easy to grow, shows different characters very easily. Very good. So these are the points that actually he actually looked upon it, and he actually took the pea plant. So we have the answer already. We are the half scientists along with Mendel. He did this work long back, and we are very fortunate to have this technology that we're learning about him. So definitely the one good characteristic feature about the pea plant, why he took the pea plant is first that they have very clear contrasting characters. We can easily differentiate between the color of the seed, the flower color, the height of a plant, and so on. So of course, that's why that's the first reason. Second reason comes with a shorter lifespan. We can easily grow them, and they have a very shorter lifespan. So very quickly we can see the changes in them. And they're really very easy to maintain. Then over here we have, they produce many seeds at one time. Again, a very good thing, right? If we have more amount of seeds with us, we can actually reproduce further by adding into the soil, and of course we'll have more plants. Apart from that, we can see the difference or the variation if there are any. Then comes bisexual flower. It has both, right? Male and the female reproductive system together. So of course, it can easily self-pollinate. There's no hard work going for the artificial pollination. It can easily reproduce by the self-pollination. And over here we have artificial cross-pollination was easy to do. Even if the self-pollination is not happening, artificial pollination can be easily done. So everyone, I'll just move a little bit side, take the screenshot. Yes, this is really important. Yes, I think many of you are asking about the unisexual and the bisexual flower. P that we're talking about here is a bisexual flower. Yes, take the screenshot of this. Or you can come back once the session is done. You can take a screenshot of it. This is really very important. Usually asked in the examination, give the reason why he selected the pea plant. Okay. Very warm welcome to Avantika. She's a new student that I can see. Very good. Yes. Okay. Okay. So your exam date will be announced, right? So don't worry. We'll get back to you on that. Yes. Very good. Awesome. Now that we are clear with this, let's move. Let's talk about the contrasting characteristics that I was telling you, right? So here are the 7 important characteristics. Again, a very, I can say, common question asked. That's my favorite quote. You'll be like, ma'am, for you every question is important. Yes? Right? But I'm telling you this is important because we have the 7 contrasting characteristics, and we have to remember, like we should know what are these characteristics are. So of course we have the dominating traits and the recessive traits. We'll be coming back to this. Over here, again you can take a screenshot. Let me just move a little bit down over here side. These are the important traits we have, right? We have the dominating traits and the recessive traits. So take a screenshot of it, and of course this will be helpful. Moving ahead to the main question, again a very common question asked in the differentiation, difference between the character and a trait. For all of you who are asking about this, over here we have. So any heritable feature is called as character. Height is a character. Hair color is a character. Eye color is a character, right? Whereas the alternative form of the version of that particular character is a trait, right? So if height of a plant is a character, it's an example of the height of a plant, and the tall and the short plant are the example of trait. So the eye color, right? Blue eye color, green eye color, black eye color, brown eye color, all are traits. But when we talk about eye color in general, that's a character. Everyone give me a thumbs up. Are we clear about this? I really want all of you to have a clear information about what is character and what is trait. This is important. You might get confused in the future when you will see this answer. Oh, they're talking about character. Oh, they're talking about trait. Oh, I don't know what is it. Yes? Are we clear, everyone? Ma'am, ear color will not be there. We have the skin color, and the trait will be the different skin color we have, right? Yes? Clear? Naruto, you are not clear. We are discussing about the character and the trait, right? So, character, something that can be easily passed from one generation to the next generation. That's the character, and over here traits are the one that will be there, right? In different variation we have. We can talk about the height, eye color, skin color, hair color, etc. Yes. Crystal clear. Very good. Satyarth, we don't have the test cross and the back cross here in the 10th class. So we'll not be discussing that, but we'll be discussing about the monohybrid cross and the dihybrid cross. Talking about that, let's quickly move to the main important topic that we have it. That's the Mendel's law, and we are discussing with the first, that is a monohybrid cross. So when he was doing his experiment, and when he was talking about and he was doing the experiment, he actually started with the monohybrid cross. Now what is a monohybrid cross? Yes? Divya, yes, yeah, exactly. So brushing is really important. Yes? Okay. So what is a monohybrid cross? When we are discussing about only one character, right? We have the parent over here. We can see one parent is tall, and of course one parent is dwarf. And over here we have this particular genotype and phenotype, the genetic makeup of them. So over here, when we are discussing only about one particular difference, right? One genetic character, we call it as a monohybrid cross. Simple, right? Monohybrid cross. Mono means one. We are crossing, so we have this hybrid cross. Are we clear? Only one character. That's monohybrid cross. Let's quickly discuss about these two terms that are over here. Again, many of you have the confusion between the genotype and the phenotype. Now, if you look over here, phenotype is tall and dwarf, and genotype talks about the capital T and small t. Yes? Now, this is interesting. Let's quickly understand this. Now let's discuss about the phenotype. So the characteristics that you and I can observe, right? We can see it by our eyes, and we can say that, oh, this person is tall, oh, this person is medium height, oh, this person is short, right? So these are the characteristics that we can easily see. The physical traits in an organism is called as a phenotype over here, and genotype is nothing but the genetic information for that particular trait. And over here we have the example, the tall plant, dwarf plant. But when we talk about the genetic makeup of a plant, we can say whether it's a tall plant or it's a short plant. Everyone, are we clear? Yes? Are we clear with this? T-shirt color is not a character. Come on. How it can be a character? Yes? Genotype is the genetical composition. Very good, Charvi. Very good. Please don't spam. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Satyarth, very good. Let's not spam. Let's not spam everyone. Yes, very good. I can see lots of thumbs up, so that's good. We are clear about the genotype and the phenotype. Now let's take this information and move ahead to the cross that comes in our examination. Here we go with the monohybrid cross. Now we have it. We have the parent, which are tall. Now this capital T and capital T are the gametes. Pay attention over here. We know what are gametes, right? They are they have the information that will be moving from one generation to the next generation. So for example, we have a parent which has capital T and capital T over here we have written as. We have dwarf plants right over here which have small t and small t. Right, and of course these are the gametes. If we break it up, we have the gametes. We have two gametes, right? Over here, are we clear with this? We have two gametes. This is very obvious, we know that. Now that we have this information, if we take this, if we put a cross of this, what we will get? That's an important question. So when we discuss about this particular cross over here, let me just make a unit square. Now all of you can make this along with me. Right? Everyone, this is important. This is super important. So if we go back over here only let's just do it so we have the clarity. So we have this, let me just make a square. We are talking about the parent, right? We have capital T, small t and small t, right? Over here, right? Now we will be taking this, right? This we have. So capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. Are we clear with this part? How this come? Like what is the reason for this particular answer to appear over here? I can see already. Yes? Everyone? Right? So again, focus on the capital T and small t. When you will cross it together, we will get one common thing. We will get capital T and small t. Right? Now, let's move over here. We have it on this particular slide. See? We have this. And the characteristics of this particular plant is that it's tall. And this is the F1 generation. Now comes the fact that you'll be definitely asking in the chat box, and I can see many of you are asking, right? We have the dominant and the recessive traits, or the recessive word, right? Dominant and recessive. Now let's quickly talk about it. Now let me just take a break, right? I'm talking for a very long time. Now I'm sure in your classrooms, right, in your class, of course back then when you used to go to school, I'm sure in your class you will have a monitor. Yes, please tell me in the chat box. How many of you have a monitor in your class? Or are you the monitor? Yes? Come on, right over here. Yes, how many of you, I was a monitor, I was a school captain, I was a vice captain. Yes. Right? What about you? So yeah, we can talk about that. So if there's a class monitor in the class, right, and if the teacher is not there, what will be happening? The class monitor will be like, okay, you don't talk. You don't talk. Okay. Complete silence. It's not that they are, they are kind of, they're not bad people. They're just trying to maintain the silence in the class. But when we talk about their character or the nature, their dominating nature, that means that they don't want anyone to come in front of them and say anything to them, right? Pin drop silence they want. On the opposite, we have another type. Of course, all of us who are sitting on the other side will be the recessive, right? We will not be able to express ourselves. Even if I want to say something to the class monitor, I'll not be able to raise my hand and say, okay, I want to say you this. Like, I can't say this, right? So what is happening over here? We have two different characters, or we can say we have two different clearly defined things. We have dominate and we have recessive. Dominating characteristics, recessive characteristics. One that will be expressing itself is the dominating characteristics. One that will not be expressing itself is the recessive characteristics. Are we clear, everyone? Yeah, we will not talk about who is responsible and who is not, right? But I'm sure you got an idea. Manjeet, this is awesome. Yeah, but yeah, you're talking about me. Teacher, come on. Yes? Everyone, are we clear? Yes, are we clear with the dominating and the recessive thing? So, when we have over here capital T and capital T, especially in genetics, we always write capital alphabets for the dominating characteristics, and we write recessive, like the recessive characteristics with the small alphabets, right? Specs color cannot be Rohini, right? Okay, I think it's Rohini. Yes, everyone, are we clear? Yes. Okay. Moving ahead to this particular thing. Now that we are clear, right? Now that we are clear what tall and what dwarf is, right? We know what dominant and what recessive is. So in heterozygous, a new term, right? A heterozygous condition, over here, as you can see, there are two alleles. Now, if both the alleles, capital T and capital T are together, we will call it as a homozygous. And if we have capital T and small t, we will call it as heterozygous. Everyone, are we clear? These are the two conditions we'll have. Okay? So we are clear with dominant, we are clear with recessive, we are clear with what homozygous is, and we are clear with what is heterozygous. So in the heterozygous condition over here, as you can see, the allele which express physically are called as the dominating one. So in this, the plant will be tall, and over here, this small t will not be able to express itself. Are we clear, everyone? Yes? Are we clear? Yes, let's, I want everyone to focus over here. Okay. Yes? Right, so, are we clear with this? Everyone, thumbs up, quickly thumbs up. Right? Very good, very good. Okay, can you give me a movement? Yeah, now I think it's sorted. Okay, so we are clear with what dominating is, what dominant is, what is recessive. We are clear with what is homozygous and what is heterozygous. Now all of these terms you should remember because you have to use them again and again in the examination while you're writing the answers. Okay? So, with this we are done with the first law, that is the law of dominance, right? Now we'll be continuing with the cross. So in the monohybrid cross, we have talked about the F1 generation, right? Over here we have. Now we have these gametes. If we have it, this is how you can actually do in your examination. We have the parent, we have the tall plant, right? And we have the short plant, and of course when they cross it, this is the F1 generation. When the further cross will occur, we will have the capital T and small t. And of course when we will do it, we have capital T and capital T, capital T and small t, capital T and small t, and at the end we'll have the small t and small t. So in the second generation, right, in the F2 generation, we'll be able to see the, right, we'll be able to see something interesting. Yes? Okay? So over here we'll have the small t and small t. Over here we'll get the small t and small t, and that's how we will have the ratio. Now as many of you are saying, the phenotypic ratio will be 3:1 and the genotypic ratio will be 1:2, 2:1. Are we clear, everyone? Yes. Now again. Okay, we have few minutes more. Come on, everyone. Okay. I am explaining it again, right? To all of you, let's just go back. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Everyone, pay attention. We are talking about the monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? Where we'll be discussing about only one particular character. We have the parents, right? We have the capital T and capital T. We are crossing with these dwarfs over here. This is the tall parent. I'll not write it over here. We know the capital T and capital T are the tall parent. And over here, the dwarf parent. If we make the Punnett square, right? If we make the small Punnett square, we will be able to get the F1 generation over here, right? That's the first generation we're talking about. Capital T, capital T and small t, right? Now if we do the selfing of this, right, in the F2 generation, we will have this. So capital T and capital T, capital T and small t, capital T and small t, and small t and small t. So we have three tall plants. The phenotype is 3:1. Physically we can see there are 3:1. But when we talk about genotype, we know that one over here is a homozygous, two over here is a heterozygous, and one is the homozygous dwarf. So are we clear? Everyone, are we clear about this? I want each one of you who are there in the class with us, right? You should not be going without understanding this. Let's just be very clear. We are talking about the monohybrid cross, talking about just one particular characteristics. Dominant will be expressing itself. Recessive will not be able to express itself in the presence of the dominating allele or the dominating trait. In terms of capital T and capital T, these are the dominating one, and small t are the recessive one. So small t will not be able to express itself in the presence of capital T. It can only express itself when there are two small t. Okay? Are we clear? Let's just quickly have a smiley chain. 5 more minutes with us and we will be moving ahead. Right? Easy peasy? Very good. Awesome. If it's easy, then it's super amazing. So we have discussed about the phenotype, genotype, everything. Okay, I'll just quickly clean this. So you have a clean screen. And now, that's the first law. That was a law of the dominance, right? Moving to the next law very quickly, law of segregation. Segregation is happening. So what is the law of segregation talks about? So the two alleles that we have, right, capital T or the capital T, for the genetic characters are always separated. You see that we had the two gametes, right? So, or segregated from each other and in the gamete formation. So during the gamete formation, definitely we'll see the splitting or the separation of the allele, right? That is a law of segregation. Segregation meaning, if you have the meaning of the segregation, we can easily write this particular law. Right? Very good. Okay, now let's quickly do the dihybrid cross, and again a very easy cross. We'll be discussing about two characters. Simple. Mono means 1, di means 2. So over here, we'll be discussing about two characters. We have a parent. Let's quickly talk about the parent. We have round yellow and green wrinkle. Everyone focus here on the slides. Very, very important. Very, very important question. Or the whole topic that usually, comes in your examination. So we have the genotype over here. We have RR, which is the dominating one. And we have YY again, which is dominating. We have small r and small r, recessive, and small y, recessive. So we have green wrinkled and round yellow. Over here we have the dihybrid cross definition. Two characteristics we are discussing, that's why it's the dihybrid cross. Moving over here to the cross, super easy. First we'll see the gametes formation. Can you see everyone? Now this is the segregation happening over here. Segregation is important. It will be happening in all the crosses over here. We can see the segregation. Over here we have, right, the whole important allele, right, whole important trait. And we can see the gamete formation. Yes? Hi Priya. Everyone, are we clear? Are we clear with the definition of law of segregation? Yes? Yes? Okay, give me a very quick thumbs up. Yes, so Sanjana, we are using this as an example. Over here, if you can see, we have two characteristics, so we have two gametes. It will vary, right? As the number will increase, we in the monohybrid cross, we just have two alleles, right? Over here also we have two. But if you see, the characters are increasing. Okay? Very good. So these are the gametes. When we have these gametes with us, we have a, if we combine it together in the F1 generation, we will get capital R, small r, capital Y and small y, which is a round and yellow, which means that is the dominating one. Now, if we have a cross of this with a selfing, if we are doing the selfing of this particular seed, right, we will have these gametes. We have 4 gametes. Over here, 4 and 4. And if we put the cross of this, now this is interesting. Many of you will get confused with this, but you should not. Look over here, everyone. You can come back. You can see this slide, how the gametes are formed. First from here, right, we have this over here. Then, of course, we have capital R, capital R. We'll be just putting it in this particular way. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, capital Y, and small r and small y. We will take all 4 of this, right? Total 8. And of course, we will put in the unit square. So over here, the first one, capital. Yes? Over here, can you see? Yellow and round. Everyone, come on. I want you to write this in the chat box. What will be the next one? We have this Y and var. Over here we have. Then of course we can see this again dominating. So it's round and yellow. Round and yellow. Over here the last one again will be the. Okay, it's not moving. Yeah, round and yellow. Then of course round and yellow. Over here we have the capped small y, which is a recessive string, right? Which is a recessive character. Will not be able to express itself. So the seed shape will be wrinkled. Seed की shape कैसे होगी? Wrinkle होगी because वो character क्या है? Recessive है. दोनों small y is a recessive thing, so they'll be expressing happily. Will be like, now it's our time, let's express, right? So they will be expressing themselves, and of course capital R है, तो बोलेगा yellow color होगा. Yes, so we have this. Very good. Again, we have the combination, but again we will have the yellow, round and yellow. This is the wrinkled, right? Wrinkled and green. Over here we have. So this is how you can write this. Really very easy. And don't worry if you have any confusion. Tomorrow we'll be meeting again. We'll quickly discuss it out, right? Now, when we talk about how many round and yellow we have 9. Then we have 3 which are green, round and green. Then we have 3 wrinkled and yellow, and the one only which is wrinkled green, right? So this is the phenotypic ratio. That's all about the law of segregation. There's one more law which we can easily study from the law of independence, from this dihybrid cross. That is that an allele or two of the genes will get sorted. We saw that, right? Each of it will get sorted and they will be expressing themselves independently. So even if Y and Y, right, are there with R and R, they'll be able to express itself, right? The wrinkled green wala form, wrinkled yellow. So this is how you should remember the law of independent assortment. Independent word is there, so we should remember that they will be getting sorted gametes independently, and each other, the alleles will be receiving one gene and it will not be getting influenced by the allele of the another. So they're independent and they'll be aram se, expressing themselves. Very good. So again, a small homework for you guys. You can find the genotypic ratio of this, and it will be super amazing. Right, everyone, I think we are done with this, right? Now let's move to a very important topic, a very small, very important topic about the chromosome. And that will be actually help us to define the gender of the individual. Over here we have chromosomes in the human cells. How many chromosomes we have? Yes? Well, let's not focus on the board exams. I want all of you to focus over here. Yes? We'll be quickly recapping the dihybrid cross. Now, how many chromosomes we have? Very good. 46 chromosomes, right? So, humans have 23 pair of chromosomes if we have the 46. 22 are autosomes, right? Which will be giving us various different characteristics. Eye color, etc., etc. The one that we have over here, one is a sex chromosome, right? That will be helping us to find out the gender of an individual. And that is over here. We have X and X is for the female and Y for the male, and that is the sex chromosome we have. Now, if we talk about the sex determination, 44, right? Over here we have 44, 45, 46, and over here we have. So in male we have X and Y, and female we have X and Y. So in the gametes when we talk about, we have the sperms, right? Now in males we have the sperms. So either the sperm will have the X chromosome or the sperm will have the Y chromosome. In females, of course, we have X and X chromosome, so that's no confusion over here at all. If there's a fertilization happening, right? If the fertilization happening, in case 1, if we have a male, right, if the sperm is carrying the X chromosome, and if the female, of course, will have the X chromosome, we will see that the girl will be born, right, and the girl will have X and X chromosome. Are we clear with this? Yes, are we clear with this? And if in case 2 we talk about, if we have the sperm which have the Y chromosome, of course, female will have the X chromosome, and then there will be the boy. It will have the X and Y. Now, a common question, like usually they put it in a such way that, they ask that, now do you think that males or females who are responsible for the gender or for the gender of the child? It's usually the male, because they have different sperms, right? One sperm can be X and can be Y. And which one is getting fertilized with the egg, that's how we'll get the gender of the child. So are we clear? Yes? Very good. So here we have the important things. So you can take this. We usually blame the females, but we should not be doing this, because we know that it's the male who are responsible to determine the gender of a child. So with this, everyone, we are done. Right over here we have a very quick summary, very short and sweet summary of it. Now I'm sure majority of you are through with it, right? Majority of you are through with the concept, but I feel that there will be few of you who might feel some trouble here and there. So So don't worry, tomorrow we'll be meeting again, right? We'll be discussing all of these topics again, but with the help of questions. So I want you to join that session and we'll be working. Right? And for today's, let's see. Here is a homework, everyone. So over here we have a question. I want you to answer, right? And yeah, it will be fun. So over here, I'll just show the question once again. You can pause it. Right over here, you can take a screenshot of it, or you can come back to the video and quickly answer this question. We have 2 questions for you. So I want to see how many of you are answering the question. Yes? And with this, everyone, we are done. Tomorrow we'll be meeting again at 6. So get ready, everyone, for an amazing session. We are done, everyone. We have got you covered, as we always do. Right? And of course, then before you leave, you can definitely try the free class, right? Link is there in the description box below. Just click it over there and enjoy. Yes. So tomorrow tomorrow again we'll be meeting, right? So it's all sorted. Super, everyone. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Be ready. Go through the session again. We'll be discussing about dihybrid cross, aaram se kal. Right? We have a discussion once, but we'll be doing it tomorrow again. And we will be discussing about the date sheets. Chill, chill, chill. Right? We'll be doing that. Thank you so much, Disha. Okay. Yes. On that note, everyone, I say bye-bye to you. Take care of yourself. Lots of love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.